So the reason why I chose this topic tonight is because more often than not, when I coach people, or even within the corporate world, I find that people are not living to their highest vision and to their highest potential, using their talents and natural ability to their highest potential. And more importantly, they're not clear why they are here. You see, I believe that we all have a unique purpose in this life to fulfill, and when we fulfill that purpose, life becomes effortless. It really becomes effortless because it feels more fulfilling. Some years ago, when I discovered my purpose, which is to inspire and empower other people to become successful by leading happier lives and becoming the best version of themselves, I experienced a sense of fulfillment and contentment. And now, in hindsight, I feel that's something that was missing from my life. Today, I'm more effective in my professional life, in my career, as well as in my personal life. The other thing I've noticed is with many people is they've been talked out of becoming who they want to be. And that could be for a variety of reasons. Cultural norms and traditions, your own limiting beliefs, your fear, or other people telling you you're not good enough. And that keeps holding us back from living to our highest potential. So ultimately what happens is that at some stage in life, you realize that you've been leaning your ladder against the wrong wall. You might be successful, but you're not necessarily happy. And at that point in time, you ask the question, is what I'm doing today, is it giving me pleasure, or is it making me happy? So the 3 top characteristics of high achievers and super successful people is, the first one is they have unusual clarity about their life purpose. Their mission, vision, and goals are aligned with their purpose. The second one is they take 100% responsibility for the quality of their life. No blaming, moaning, whining, or complaining. No excuse making. They're action-oriented. And the third thing is they have powerful success habits or principles of success, disciplines of success. Buckminster Fuller, 52 honorary doctorates, and one of the brightest individuals who walked the planet said, "Clarity is power. Be clear why you're here." Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Each man has his own vocation. Vocation comes from the Latin word vocare, and vocare means to be called upon. Your talent is your call. There is one direction in which all space is open to him." You see, it's once you discover your purpose and the universe is aligned, what happens is that abundance amasses. Abundance in the form of time, abundance in the form of money, abundance in the form of people, and opportunities start appearing in front of you. And I personally like the word discover, because discover means taking the cover off something. So when you peel off the cover of tradition and cultural norms, your own fears, your limiting beliefs, and living up to other people's expectation, what remains is the true essence of who you are. And that's a very empowering place to come from. So there are many ways we can discover our purpose. One of the most easiest and simplest ways is define what are your 2 unique personal qualities. Qualities that make you you, that are unique to you. Love and joy, leadership and compassion. Whatever feels right for you. For me, it's passion and compassion. Whatever I do it with passion, otherwise I don't do it. Second thing is, how do you enjoy expressing these qualities when interacting with other people? You could be teaching, you could be healing, you could be motivating, you could be leading, you could be managing, you could be supporting. For me, it's inspiring and empowering. The reason I do this work is because I believe that the corporate world needs to change, it needs to improve. That's why I do this work. Third thing is, if the world was working perfectly according to you, what would it look like? This is your definition of a perfect world. For me, I believe that if everyone strives to become the best version of themselves, the world would be a harmonious place. It would be a happier place to live in. So you can, create your own statement. For me, it's to inspire and empower others to become successful through leading happier lives and becoming the best version of themselves. You can express your statement in any way you think appropriate. Each of us were not meant to be Nelson Mandela or Gandhi or Mother Teresa or Michael Jackson. But we have our own unique purpose, our own unique individuality, but we need to allow our authenticity to shine through. That's really important. All of us are not meant to change the world. We just need to discover our purpose and allow it to unfold. Someone once said, the reason why angels can fly is because they hold themselves lightly. The other thing I find, which is very important when you discover your purpose, is it helps you overcome fear. Now, fear is a fantasized experience appearing real. It's all in the mind. So when you're clear on your purpose, it transcends fear. You know, you might have heard many people saying, seeing is believing. I think believing is seeing. When you believe it, you'll see it. One of my favorite stories from the Success Principles was about a man called Kenneth Behring who wrote a book called Road to Purpose. He was a very wealthy man, but he was not happy. So he divided his life into 4 stages. The first stage he called stuff. He thought that if he would, gather more possessions, he would probably be more happy. So he bought a new house, he bought a new car, bought a new plane, bought a new boat, but he still wasn't happy. So he thought, maybe I need better stuff. So the next stage of his life is called better stuff. So he buys a better boat, a better car, a better house, a better plane. He still wasn't happy. Then he thought, maybe I need different stuff. So the third stage of his life he calls different stuff. And that's when he bought the Seattle Seahawks football team. But guess what? He was still not happy. Then one day, a friend of him calls him and says he's going to Eastern Europe to deliver wheelchairs to kids whose legs were blown off in the Bosnian War. If he would like to join him. He thought it was a good idea, and he said, yes, I'd go along. So while they were handing out the wheelchairs to the kids and putting each of them into a wheelchair, an 11-year-old boy grabbed his leg, wouldn't let go. With tears running down his face, he said something in a language that Ken didn't understand. So he called one of the interpreters and said, what was the boy saying? And the boy said, please don't go yet. Let me memorize your face so that when we meet again in heaven, I can say thank you one more time. And Ken was blown away. He said this was the first time he felt real joy. So the last stage of his life he calls purpose. He went on creating the Ken Behring Wheelchair Foundation, and now he donates 400,000 wheelchairs every year to children. He's a happy man because he's found his purpose, serving other people. So for those of you who are clear on their purpose, that's fantastic, brilliant. For those who are not, I would encourage you to discover it and let it unfold, especially for our students. Follow your bliss. Enjoy and do what you like doing. This promise I can make you is this. If you follow your bliss and your passion, purpose, and goals are in connection with your purpose, I can promise you the best is still yet to come. Someone once said, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and then go do it. Because what the world needs is people who've come alive. Thank you.